This on. Okay. So, prism. We'll start by talking about prism. Prism is a 3D solid with two bases, and the bases are congruent and parallel, and rectangular sides. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that in this rectangular prism, not ask. You're talking. Alright. These are my bases. I'm going to color in my bases. I always want to color in my bases just because that helps me see what my bases are and what my sides are. My sides are called the lateral edges. We'll get to that in just a second. Okay. Prisms are named for the shape of their base. So this would be a rectangular prism. This is a triangular prism. This is also a prism, but we just call it something different. We call it a cylinder. And sides are always rectangular. Now notice that they said that 2 times here, all right? So we really want you to get that the sides are the rectangles. Bases? Oh, congruent and parallel. So here and here are our 2 triangles, and they're both congruent and they're both parallel. And then the height of the prism is the distance between the bases, and it is perpendicular to the base. So here is the height of this prism right here. It's perpendicular to the 2 bases. Here's the height of this one, perpendicular to the 2 bases. Here's the height of that one, perpendicular to the 2 bases. Now, it may seem obvious. You're like, okay, Mr. Kelly, I get it, I understand. But when we're talking about, what do we call a cylinder or prism that is leaning over? Oblique. When we're talking about oblique, it's still, the height is still the perpendicular line. A lot of folks are going to want to put it on the side, but it's still a perpendicular line. We'll talk about that later. But right now, just make sure you have those definitions down. Okay. All right. So, lateral, area of all the faces except the bases. Remember, when we're talking about lateral, it's the same thing as when you're talking about football, it's a sideways pass. Pass to the side is a lateral. We're talking about muscle groups, your lats or your laterals are on your side of your torso. So, when you're thinking about lateral surface area, it's just the surface area of the faces around, but not the bases. Total surface area is all the faces. Every single one. Basically, if I were to paint this whole shape, it's my surface area. Omar, get off the phone. All right. The area of all the faces, that means lateral plus bases. All right. To find the surface area, add the lateral and the bases. We just talked about that. And in problem situations, surface area means total surface area. So when I say find the surface area of this rectangular prism, I'm talking total surface area. If I want you to find the lateral surface area, I'll actually put that in there, lateral surface area. All right, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. The geometry formula chart uses S for both lateral surface area and total surface area. So lateral surface area is S equals perimeter times height, and total surface area is S equals perimeter times height plus 2 times area of the base. So we're going to use these two things, SL and ST, to tell them apart, where L just stands for lateral, and T just stands for total. Okay. Draw a rectangular prism with a height of 22 centimeters. Well, first of all, I'm just going to get that height there, 22 centimeters, and then a width of 5 centimeters. So I'm going to say, boom, boom. My width is going to be 5 centimeters and a length of 8. And I'll go ahead and complete. Oops. Find the lateral area. So we're talking about SL for lateral, right? And I'm going to look up here, and I'm going to see that surface lateral just equals perimeter times height. So in this case, when we're talking about perimeter, we're talking about the perimeter of the base. And so P, big P, equals perimeter of base. And H equals height of prism. So here's my base. I'm going to bring that up here. I know it's got a width of 5, and I know it's got a length of 8. So what's my entire area of that thing? 40. 40 centimeters squared. Oop. It's been too long. What am I actually looking for instead of the area? Perimeter, thank you. No, yeah. It's just I'm tired, that's all. Alright, so perimeter equals 2 times 8, right here, because I have two sides that are 8, plus 2 times 5, because I have two sides that are 5. So the surface area of my lateral faces here is going to be 2 times 8 is 16, and 2 times 5 is 10, so 26 times, what's my height? 22. And then I'm going to plug that in my calculator, and I get SL equals 572 centimeters squared. All right. Any questions about that so far? No. All right. So let's take a look at total surface area. So total surface area is basically just perimeter times height again. Those are the area of my sides. Plus, now I'm going to add my two what? Bases, exactly. Plus 2 big B. And in this case, big B means area of base. Area of base. So up there on what we're learning, finding the surface area of a 3D figure is just finding the area of each side. That's just what we're doing. We're just finding the area of each side. Well, the nice thing is that we've already got our lateral surface area, so we can say for this pH right here, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take my 572 centimeters and I'm going to pull that on down over here. Boom. That's my pH. And you guys can do that on your paper too. Plus 2 times the area of my base. Now it's the area of my base. Five and 8. So the area is 40. I plug that into my calculator and I get 652 centimeters squared. All right, let's keep on going. Turn the page. Example number 2. I'm going to have you guys try example number 2. Here's a couple of things. We need our lateral area and we need our surface area. Remember, you're going to have to find the perimeter. Now, big P equals the perimeter of the what? Of the base. And big B equals what? Area of base. And how do you get the area of a triangle? What'd you say? Yeah, it's fine. Area of a triangle equals what? You remember? 1/2 base times height. Okay. Go to it. See what you can do. If you get stumped, that's fine, but I want you to try. Not here if you get stumped. Just here if you try. Check what is the equation for the lateral area. Yeah, perimeter times height, right? Lateral area equals perimeter times height. What did we get for the perimeter of this triangle? 12. Good. Karina, what's the height of this triangle? I mean this prism. 7. Good. And guys, actually, I kind of fell into the trap that a lot of people fall into on this one. You notice I said, what is the height of the triangle? Don't get your height of the triangle confused with your height of the prism. Karina had it right. She said, when I asked for height, she said 7. Some people are going to say 3 because that's the height of the triangle. So on the equation of your lateral area, when you're talking about perimeter times height, just remember that this is the height that we're talking about. The height of the pyramid. I mean, the height of the prism. So in this we had perimeter equals 12, height equals 7, so lateral area equals 84, right? And then for surface area, it's just your perimeter times height, so that was, we already figured that out. And then plus, you got to add in your two bases, big B. So surface area, we said that was 84 plus area of your triangle. What did we get? Tommy, did you get the area of the triangle?
No, I didn't get that far.
All right. Abby, did you get the area of the triangle? Okay. Who got the area of the triangle? Or at least think they... Yeah, Allie?
14.
Say it again. 14. Good. All right. Area of the triangle is just 1/2 your base, which is 4, times your height, which is 3. 12. And actually...
I know, wait, I used 7, my bad.
Okay, yeah.
6.
There we go. Yeah. So, like I said, very common. If I had a dime for every time somebody got this wrong on the test, I'd be a rich man. So make sure that when you're talking about your height for your triangle, it's the height of the triangle. So, 1/2 of 4 times 3, so that's 6. But we need to do what to that 6? Multiply it times 2, because how many bases are there? 1, 2 bases. So 6 times 2 is 12. 84 plus 12, 96. That's right. Centimeter square. Okay. What shape is the face of a cube? Square. And here's my square on my cube. And if this side is E, just for edge, then what is this side here? E, right? And so the area of each face, well, it's just, whoops, come on now. Oh, it's not letting me do it. There we go. E times E. I'm trying to get too fancy here is what's happening. E times E, which is just E squared, right? Now, how many faces does the lateral area of a square include? Well, remember, if I shade in my two bases, and this is one base, and this is the other base, then how many faces am I left with? 4, exactly. 4 faces. So my lateral surface area is going to be these 4 faces times what? The area of each face, right? And the area of each face is E squared. So I take the area of that face and then I multiply it times 4 and I get the total area of all of the sides. How many faces does the total area include? And we're talking total. Well, that's just my side plus my 2 bases, so that's 6 faces. And if I'm trying to find the total area of all the faces on my cube, then I'm just going to take those 6 faces and I'm going to multiply them times the area of each of those faces. So 6E squared. Basically, guys, all I'm doing is I'm taking the area of one of my faces
and then I'm multiplying it times however many faces I need to find the area for. Alright, find the lateral area and surface area of a cube with an edge of 9 inches. So we said lateral area, it has 4 faces, so it's 4e squared. And then we had surface area, it has 6 faces, so it's 6e squared, right? So lateral area equals 4 times what? 81, right, or 9 squared, right? And so on that, I would enter that into my handy dandy little calculator. And I would say 4 times 9 squared, and that equals 324. Forget that I'm not on the document anymore. And this is inches squared, right? I'm sorry, ST, and that lateral area, that's SL, sorry about that, I used the wrong nomenclature. Anyways, 6 times 9 squared, I enter that into my calculator and I get 486 inches squared. You can go the other way too. The lateral area of a cube is 125 square inches. Find the length of each edge and the surface area of the cube. Okay, so lateral area, surface lateral, is going to be 4e squared. And I know that the lateral area of this is 25. So 25 equals 4e squared. But I need to divide both sides by 4. So I get, 25 divided by 4 equals e squared. But I don't want e squared, I just want e, so I'm going to square root e squared, and that gives me e. And then but I got to square root this side. Now what do I do when I'm square rooting a fraction? Does anybody remember? What's that? Yeah, exactly. I can take the radical of both of these guys. So this turns into radical 25 over radical 4 equal to e. What is the square root of 25? 5. What's the square root of 4? 2. So each of these edges equals 5 over 2. And now if I wanted to take the surface area of the cube, that would be total surface area. That's just 6 times 5 over 2 squared. All right. So let's look at cylinder. A cylinder is a prism with a circular base. And the height of the cylinder is perpendicular to the two circles. The lateral area of a right cylinder, that's the area of just the sides here, is going to be 2 pi r. What is 2 pi r the formula for? Not area, circumference. Yeah, circumference of the circle times the height. There's a reason for that. The surface area, that's the area total, is just my lateral area, 2 pi r times height, plus, what? 2 pi r squared. Allie, how'd you come up with that? Oh.
You also have to find the area of the base of the every circle, so area.
Excellent, that's right. Yeah, because that 2 pi r height is my blue side area, and then pi r squared is the area of a circle, but there are 2 circles, right? So I have to say 2 pi r squared. Very good, very good. Okay. Example number 5, the net of a cylinder is shown, find the surface area. So, guys, one more time, finding the surface area of a 3D figure is just finding the area of each side. So, this rectangle right here, the way you find that is length times width, right? We've got the length over here, and then we just need the width. So, how do you find the width of that? Well, the width of that is going to be the circumference of your circle, because basically that is the side that wraps around each circle when you're talking about a cylinder. So, how do I find the circumference of that? Circumference equals 2 pi r. And so that's why my lateral area, surface of my lateral area, is my circumference, which is my width here, 2 pi r times my height. This is the diameter. That's a great question. So my radius is 2.5. Probably, yeah. And my height is 8.4. What are you talking about? This guy right here?
No, the S down the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my special R. There we go. All right.
Why is it not?
Oh, no, it's supposed to be L. Oh, I don't know. I'm quitting for the day. This is L. This is surface area of lateral. So 2 times 2.5 is 5 pi, and then 5 times 8.4. I need to get out my handy-dandy little calculator for that, and when I do, let's see, 5 times pi times 8.4 is 131.9. Let's just round it up to 5. And that's meters squared. And so then my total surface area is just going to be 2 pi r times height plus the area of my 2 bases, 2 big B. So total area. I've already done this. That's my 131.95 meters squared plus 2 times, remember, B is equal to pi r squared. B is just the area of my circle. And my radius was 2.5 squared. So I can enter that into my calculator. And I get 171.22 meters squared. Yeah, it's kind of a lot of work, but really all you have to do is find R and find H. R is 2.5 and H is 8.4. After that, all it is plugging all of that stuff into the formula. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, real quick. Yes. I don't think I do. I think I've used up all of my paper clips. Oh, good. All right.